Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to day 8 of Vlogtober. This is only my day 6 because I did actually skip the weekend as I have all 4 children to myself all day, and it is a lot of hard work. I don't think I've quite mastered the vlogging whilst having the 4 children and getting any good footage right now. So yeah, so for today I just wanted to talk about living as a blended family. This is a big part of my identity and who I am because I've been living this way for 6, almost 7 years. So yeah, I just wanted to basically run through 5 kind of challenges, 5 rewards and 5 tips that I can give to any parents possibly looking at living as a blended family. I am literally going to run through these very briefly because I did just record this video and it was mega long. So yeah, I'm going to literally run through them really quickly. Maybe another day I might give another in-depth video, maybe breaking down these kind of categories and just going into them into a bit more depth. And if anybody did kind of want to reach out to me and, you know, ask any questions or any advice, I'm more than happy to share anything that I know through my own experiences as living as one. I'll start off with the challenges. I would say challenge number 1 would probably be learning to blend. That seems pretty obvious because the title they give is a blended family, but learning to blend is so not as easy as it may sound. It's not, you know, like making a smoothie, you kind of just putting everything in and blending it. No way at all. So yeah, I would say obviously you're bringing together, you know, children, yourselves, your partner, and you're kind of just throwing it all together and expecting it to just work itself out. It doesn't do that at all. You know, you might have children who are used to being the oldest coming down and being the middle child, or the youngest going to be the oldest. You know, there's a lot of expectations. You kind of just expect everybody will know their role, but that's definitely not the case. You do have to kind of take time to learn your roles and learn about each other really, and then you can start to kind of form relationships and eventually you will blend together. Challenge number 2 I would say would be different parenting techniques. You know, you and your partner have had children from 2 separate people, and you are now coming together with these children who you've already started to raise, and you've most of the time raised them in different ways because you've gone by your own parenting techniques. This can be a major problem because, again, if you don't parent the same as somebody else, you may find yourself clashing. You know, I found that my partner was a lot more strict than I was, so I was kind of really worried about how we would kind of fit together in raising children because, you know, I'm a bit more soft and laid back, and I wouldn't necessarily say I'm too hard on like discipline and stuff like that. But you know, it's okay to have different parenting techniques. I think you just need to speak to one another, communicate, and through that kind of find some sort of middle ground. Challenge number 3 I would say would be children having to learn to kind of share their mum or their dad with somebody they don't necessarily know. This is hard for a child because obviously a child could be used to seeing their mum and their dad love each other, and then suddenly, you know, this is no longer as they know it, and their mum and dad have now moved on to, you know, being happy and loving somebody else. This is a big thing for a child, and there is a lot of worries that come with this for the child, like, for example, is this new person going to take my mum and my dad away from me? You know, is this new person going to like or love me? There's a lot of questions for a child to ask themselves in this situation. The best thing I think is to kind of, you know, just spend a lot of time with your child, reassuring them that you do still love them and that's not going to be changed by anybody. You know, give them a real chance to try and learn and get to know your new partner in a lot of positive situations. You know, just making really kind of fun, light-hearted situations for the child to just enjoy, and then hopefully they will be reassured that this isn't a negative situation they're going into, it's actually a positive one where mummy or daddy is now, you know, really happy. So for challenge number 4 I would say it's probably feeling as if you're living as 2 separate families. This can be a big challenge. You know, like I said, it does take a lot of time for everything to try and blend nicely together, but you probably will feel as if to say it is kind of you and your child or children and them and their child or children. Like, I think this really does come along with the blending. I mean, obviously the more you blend, the more you're going to start to feel as one family, but you have come from 2 different families where you did things differently. You had memories and experiences that, you know, was shared with a different family, and now you've kind of got to come together and create all your own. I think again with this, you've just got to give it time, create new memories, create new little traditions, you know, just kind of start slowly and it will come together. Challenge number 5, I would say, would be assessing the overparenting line. It is hard when you go into this situation to know whether you are to kind of go full on in and, you know, be the parent that you would be to your own child or children, or do you kind of take a back seat a bit and let your partner just kind of deal with their child how they want to deal with their child. You know, do you give your opinion on anything? It is another big situation to assess. I think again it's just kind of maybe comfort levels as well, like how comfortable are you to kind of step forward, how, you know, what's your relationship like with the child? Do you have to kind of still build a relationship where the child is going to listen to you? I think a lot of it is like your comfort levels and the relationship you already have established with the child. Also, I think, you know, talking to your partner is important, maybe finding out what they expect from you, or what they're comfortable with you doing and what they're not comfortable with you doing, where their kind of line is for, you know, boundaries. And again, like these things with time will come. I'd say it's probably only been like the last year and a bit that I've kind of felt comfortable to address things full on with both my sons. Like before I may have kind of more pinpointed it at Logan, whereas now it's kind of like, well, no, you know, you both kind of need to take responsibility for this. So yeah, that took a lot of time for me to kind of find comfort levels in that area. However, I have always been very maternal with Cameron in regards to, like, you know, cuddles or the softer side of mum things. Yeah, but like the more kind of disciplined side, maybe that took me a lot longer as well, because again, I'm not too firm on the whole discipline thing. But yeah, it does take time in finding where your parenting line is, but it comes with time, as of everything else. So yeah, that's that for the challenges. So for the rewards now, I'd say for reward number 1 would probably be, of course, you are now, you know, nobody wants a broken home, but unfortunately it is something that we are faced with because life happens. But now, you know, on finding a new partner and they have their own children and you're kind of bringing them together, you are now kind of creating this family life that you would have wanted inevitably. If everything went smoothly, you would have wanted this family life, and now you're able to kind of create it and give your children, you know, another foundation, so to speak. Yeah, you're now able to kind of create this family life for your children that you may have thought you actually lost. And it is nice because obviously happy parents bring along happy children, which causes children less stress. Everybody wants to be happy. Reward number 2, I'd say, would be gaining more children and your children gaining more siblings. You know, that just means there's a whole lot more love going on in the house. There's more people to love, there's more people to love you. You know, if you might have only had one child, they could now have 5 brothers and sisters. Who knows? Like, you're just creating a nice bigger family where there's a lot more love, a lot more noise, a lot more mess, but you know, inevitably there's more love to go around. Reward number 3 would be children learning to be more flexible. Of course, they've got to now learn to adapt to new people. They've got to learn to live in a different situation. You know, they've now got parents in 2 households, so it's kind of a lot of learning to kind of interact differently and negotiate with parents. You know, there's a lot of learning to be done for children in this situation, which is always a good thing because these are kind of life skills that you're not necessarily taught in school. So these life skills they can use at later times in their life, which is really handy. Reward number 3, I would say, is gaining more role models to have around in their life. You know, children living without a mother or without a father can sometimes be missing out on that, you know, figure in their life. So it is nice to kind of have more parental guidance, so to speak. And you know, you're, again, like I said in the first reward, you are building a foundation for your child, which is, you know, never a negative thing really, is it? Reward number 5 would be more income. I was a single parent for a short amount of time, and I did learn that, you know, being a single parent, it can be a struggle because I don't think you really realize how much a child needs until you have a child, and it can be hard. It can, and you know, you want to kind of give your child the best. You want them to have this and have that, and you know, these things cost money. So having someone there to kind of give you a little bit extra support with money is, again, not a bad thing, is it? So lastly, I just kind of wanted to finish off the video with 5 quick tips. I would probably say tip number 1 would be, don't expect your family to blend overnight. Like I said, this is going to take time. It could take 1 year, it could take 2 years, it could take 5, it could take 7. It's going to take time, but eventually it will be worth it in the end. I would say for tip number 2, do what you feel is right in your family. I know a good few people had a problem with myself and my partner kind of telling our children that they were brothers. Our children were in each other's lives from the age of 1, and we didn't plan on them not being in each other's lives. Even if we had broken up, I would have liked them to still maintain a relationship, and that relationship is your brothers. You look out for each other, and that is what's right for us. So you've just got to do whatever is right for you and your family, because at the end of the day, you guys are the one that are living in the situation. You guys are the one creating the family you want to create. So really and truly, nobody else's opinion actually matters. So for my 3rd tip, I would say make sure you communicate with your children. Just be open and honest to them. Obviously, you know, depending on their age, depends on how much depth you're going to go into, but you know, just try and talk to them and check in with them as much as possible. Just make sure they're doing okay, because it's a hard situation, and the last thing you kind of want is for them to be going through any sort of distress or anything that you don't know about, and worrying over things that they really don't need to worry over, because this situation is going to be making it a better situation for you all. So for my 4th tip, I would say communicate with your partner. Again, as with the children, just be open and honest. You're both on this journey together. It's going to be a hard one. It's not going to be easy, and that's just the truth. You're going to kind of feel loads of different emotions and feelings, but you know, you've just got to ride the waves when they come, and you know, pull through it together, and eventually you'll get to a place where, you know, you're both happy, you're both settled, everybody knows their roles, and it will be a lot more peaceful than what you started out with. My 5th and final tip would be to be patient. This whole process takes a long time. Not for everybody. You could kind of hit it off from the start as a family and just blend really well, but for others it may take longer. You know, there's a lot of factors influencing this. You've got different ages, different personalities, different backgrounds, and I say that meaning like you've both come from kind of different circumstances. Yeah, you've just got to be patient with it all. With time, everything will sort itself out. You know, with perseverance, hard work and patience, you will get there, and hopefully you'll be living happily. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that video. I hope maybe it could have helped 1 or 2 people who, like I said, may be looking at starting to live as a blended family, or even, you know, just anybody, even if it helps you kind of give somebody advice that you know who's going through the situation. I just hope it could help 1 or 2 people, and that's kind of just a quick version of the things that I've kind of picked up on my journey. So I will see you all tomorrow for Vlogtober day 9. Thank you for watching, guys. If you enjoyed, please give me a big thumbs up and hit the subscribe button, and please leave any comments in the section below. Thank you guys, bye.